Is your most radical belief? I'll go first.
My most radical belief is that not everybody that does evil will get bad karma in return. Some people can legit get away with it and live happily ever after, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Hey beautiful people, how y'all doing today? It's your girl Destiny here and welcome back to my channel. How you all doing? Hope you guys are doing great. So you saw that video. So that was the sister asking the question that what is your most radical beliefs that you have. And guys, this video got a lot of people talking. A lot of people had their own radical belief, and I was so surprised. Like, I have so much compilation on this video, so grab your popcorn. This video is going to be a little bit longer than usual because a whole lot of people had their own radical belief on what they think is radical. No one said. Anyway guys, let's go hear people's thoughts on this, and I will come back and share my own radical beliefs. So let's go hear their own thoughts, and then we'll come back and talk.
What is your most radical belief? I'll go first. My most radical belief is that some people need to disintegrate into mere particles back into the earth. They need to be composted and grown into a weed for progress to happen, because they've shown that while they are here breathing and living with us, they are a very hateful, spiteful human being that is a danger to other people. So in order for us to move forward as a society, they kind of need to go. And whether that decomposition happens naturally or by severe influence, it needs to happen regardless. Yeah, so that's probably my most radical belief. In other news, the Supreme Court has decided to support discrimination against same-sex couples in a case that was basically made up. So, yeah, so what's your most radical belief? Most radical belief.
People who talk about spirituality or religion the most, 9 times out of 10 are the worst people in the world. They usually use spirituality or religion as a way to cover up them being terrible people. Just because you have a Bible verse in your Bible, or because you have all them crystals, or because you burn all that sage in your house, does not stop the fact that you're the bad energy.
What is your most radical belief?
The few times I talk about this, someone's always like really getting their panties in a bunch and just so angry. But truly, I believe wholeheartedly that kids should not have access to social media platforms at all. I hate how in the community guidelines of most social media apps, they're like, oh, we care about families, while putting like no additional safety measures to make sure that the kids on an app and the grown adults on an app remain separate. They shouldn't even be able to interact with each other. And I truly feel like it's because these companies care more about the numbers than the quality of their app or like the safety of it. I swear they do. I like the fact that on Instagram I can age restrict access to my page. And I don't get why that's not a feature on all of the apps. And like, of course, the responsibility is also on these kids' parents. Because why on earth does your 8-year-old have a Snapchat? But the creators of the apps definitely aren't doing enough.
What is your most radical belief?
I think every single human being over the age of 12, maybe even 10, should have to watch at least a video of all the methods of childbirth. So, vaginal, C-section, whatever. I think if people actually knew what happened during childbirth, they would make more informed decisions. I also think that this would help people in general treat children like human beings. And I think as a society across the globe, we need to be much, much better about treating children like they are human beings and not like they are just little nuisances that then all of a sudden become people when they turn 18. So, yeah, everyone should have to watch a live birth, and everybody should treat kids like human beings.
What is your most radical belief?
The African American community is oversaturated with narcissists, sociopaths, and psychopaths. And the reason why we are in a crisis and we can't help each other or we can't unify to address the issues in the African American community is because the majority of our Black leaders are narcissists. There is no cure for narcissistic personality disorder or antisocial personality disorder. Narcissists don't last past the first couple of sessions in therapy because they are unaccountable for their behavior. If you are an African American and you are not a narcissist and you believe in going to therapy and working on yourself and becoming self-aware, you're going to have to distance yourself from every narcissist, male, female, whether they're family members, co-workers, constituents. Get away from these people. Stop having kids or raise your children differently to have empathy.
What is your most radical belief?
That billionaires need psychiatric help, because if you had the chance to change the course of human history by ending poverty or hunger or eradicating disease or illiteracy, anything, paying for people's debt, medical or educational, if you had that chance to change human history and you instead decide to buy random ass houses around the world, pay to go under the sea, you are not doing well mentally. You're not, if you're going around buying apps so you can have a platform on which to give your hate speech, you're not doing mentally well. You need to go to a psychiatric hospital ASAP.
Your most radical belief?
My most radical belief is that because Europeans unalived each other so much during the Crusades, and a lot of them experienced incredible amount of trauma in the Dark Ages and the plague and all of those wars and the monarchies that were pushing so much inequality, that colonization and the oppressive systems they've created are extensions of intergenerational trauma that we're seeing in live time. The reason they're so okay and adept at dehumanizing and destroying other people's lives is because they experience an incredible amount of trauma from each other for so long. They don't have a concept of humanity that's similar to the rest of the indigenous world.
What is your most radical belief?
Christianity is holding back human evolution. It is holding us back. Prior to the concept of racism, homophobia, transphobia, even classism, there was Christianity. Most of modern day supremacy comes from this law that racially divided old Christians from the Moors, which were black, and Jewish people, which is why when it comes to supremacy, anti-blackness and anti-Semitism is always going to be the strongest on the list. And then you get all the other legs, like homophobia, transphobia, sexism, misogyny to be specific. If you're talking classism, ableism, all of it stems from Christian supremacy. Christianity relies heavily on forced assimilation and manipulation for people to believe their baseless claims. But the thing is, human beings are species of this planet, meaning we are meant to be diverse. We are meant to be different. There's different trees, there's different fruits, there's different monkeys, different bugs, different butterflies in the bug community. Like, we're meant to be different. But Christianity halts that for sameness out of insecurity of their own faith. Also, it is leading to the destruction of our planet. If you can get a group of simple-minded people to believe that the afterlife is better than the here and now, then you can convince them to do anything for you. They'll for you if they would. That's why they don't care about the planet. That's why they don't care about the people on it. That's why they don't care about the animals that live on it. Because they're constantly believing that we'll be rewarded in the end. Like Celie said, this life over soon, heaven lasts always. That we don't have any guarantee what's after this. The only thing we can do is help what's now. But Christianity will not allow that, because Christianity discourages intellectualism. The first point in the Bible, Adam and Eve, literally discourages intellectualism. What was Eve's crime? The pursuit of knowledge. And she was punished for it.
Is your most radical belief?
This is definitely not my most radical belief, but it is a radical belief that is very sincerely held, and it's one that I don't think I hear a lot of people talking about. which is that I think private schools should be illegal. Like here in Ontario, we have a very weird setup where the Catholic school board is publicly funded, and this is like an old thing in the charter, and other provinces like Newfoundland got rid of this in like 97 or something like that. But I'm not even just talking about like defunding private schools of having like any sort of like public money. I literally think private schooling should be illegal. Basically, I think the only way that we can even strive for equitable education for all people is under a like fully publicly funded secular school system. This would also make homeschooling illegal. Like I also think homeschooling should be illegal, and largely because homeschooling only really happens for one of two reasons, and one reason more than the other. The probably like less common reason that people do homeschooling is because their child has special, education needs or physical needs or social needs or whatever that they are not able to access in a public school system. That should not be the case. The public school system must be able to accommodate and educate and care for all students, regardless of any barriers or anything like that. And if people are homeschooling because of that, that is a failure of the public system, not a wonderful aspect of homeschooling. The other reason people homeschool, and I think this is probably more common, is because they're like fringe political whack jobs. Like I've known a lot of very religious people who have little homeschool groups in their little towns, and basically they just teach their kids that the earth is 6,000 years old and you shouldn't be gay, and then they all end up getting like measles because none of them get vaccinated. So yeah, definitely not my most radical belief, but I don't know. It's one that for whatever reason it just like sticks in my head and I think about it all the time. Oh, also, all of the private property that is used for private schools, including all religious schools, should be expropriated to the state at no remuneration, like no money given back to the private institutions or the churches that held it. It should be forcibly taken by the state and put to use for the public good. That's probably more radical.
Your most radical belief.
We might all be wrong. When it comes to spirituality and religion, y'all, we might all be wrong. And I'm okay with that. See, I consider myself a free-flowing spiritualist. I do what feels best for me and what helps me connect to my higher self, my Ori, as well as the higher source. I do what helps me elevate my holistic wellness. And the thing is, I am very well aware that my way is my way. It's what works best for me. But I don't believe that my way is the only way. It's the only truth. It's the only path. It is the way and the only way. I believe that it's simply my way. And there's also a possibility that I could be wrong. And I'm okay with that. I remember I was having a conversation with my eldest aunt who identifies as a Jehovah's Witness. And she was asking me, like, do you believe in God? What do you believe? And I explained to her what I believe, how I believe the universe works, the world works, spirit works, God works. I was explaining to her what I do and why I do it. And at the end, she was very kind, very gentle. And she also said, you do realize that you could be wrong. And then what will you do? And I calmly looked at her and I said, Auntie, we could all be wrong. What will we do? And she said, true. Because see, I think sometimes we don't realize that the judgment day, the whatever day could come, and God or whomever or whatever could come and say, you know what? Actually, y'all were all wrong. Or you were right about this, you were right about this, you was right about this, but y'all was wrong about these parts. And if y'all would have just put it all together, y'all would have had it all right. Maybe all of us are a little right, all of us are a little wrong, maybe all of us are all wrong. We don't know. But what we do know is what works well for us. Whatever you are doing to elevate your holistic wellness, to help you connect to God, to help you connect to your higher source, your higher self, that's right for you. And my way is right for me. But it's not the only way. It's not the only truth. It may not be the only right. It may not be right at all. We could all be wrong. And that's okay. So what practices make you feel well? What works for you? What helps you connect to your highest self and the highest source? What helps you manifest? Is it prayer? Is it meditation? Is it journaling? Is it dancing in the rain? Is it what? What is it for you? That is your truth. That is your way. That is your right. And that is a beautiful thing. And everyone else has theirs. Hopefully. Just do what makes you feel well and also embrace the possibility that we could all be wrong. Much love.
Please go down in the comment section and share your own radical belief that you have. Go down in the comment section and share it. I love reading from you guys. You guys know that I read each and every one of you comment as much as I can. So please go down in the comment section and share your thoughts, okay? So, but please keep it respectfully. You don't have to disrespect anybody for you to air your opinion. So let's be respectful down in the comment section. Okay? So for me personally, I have a whole list of radical behavior that I have a whole list of radical beliefs that I have, and I have friends and family members that have called me or told me that, oh, you think with the left side of your brain because you do your, like, it's so much. The first one I'll say is that I believe that marriage is a scam to women. I know someone's going to come from like, oh, not all marriage. I'm married, I'm happy, but if you look at the scale of it, I'm just like, it benefits a man more to be married to a woman, especially a woman that has life together, a woman that is organized, a woman that is a planner, not a woman that just wants to spend money or just wants to, a woman that wants to plan and grow. I feel like it benefits the man more than a woman. So I believe that marriage is a scam. Myself and my husband, we've agreed to that, that marriage is a scam. So, hey, somebody will come and say, yeah, we've agreed to that. So the next one is children. I feel like society has really glamorized having kids so much that people don't really understand what it really takes and entails to have a child. Some people don't understand that they are not meant to be parents. Like, not everybody is meant to be a parent. I know somebody like, oh, no, I want to have kids. Yes, I know that. I want to have kids. But if you look at the world today and people having kids, a lot of them, they've not really thought through the process and even the consequences of having children. It was just an ideology like, you're breathing, so it's time. I'm old enough. I should have kids. I'm married. So the next thing I should do is to have kids. So I feel like I agree with that sister that said that, you know what, women need to start having that conversation, and even that conversation from a very young age, and really experiencing what childbirth really looks like, so that they know exactly what they're getting themselves to. A lot of women that have never had kids, or that have never been pregnant, or young women, young girls that have never been pregnant, or that have never had kids, they don't really know. It's when they get pregnant, then you now find out like, oh my God, is this how it is? Like, people, yeah, social media have come to make people to be more informed, but I feel like the information is being very, very subtle, it's not that bad, but it's bad, you can do it. So I feel like having babies is so, like, not everybody should have children. Then I also feel like in my country, in Nigeria, they should legalize abortion. And if any woman walk into the hospital and found out she's pregnant, she should go and produce a bank statement. Her husband should produce their bank statement and know what they do for a living. And there should be a particular standard standard of living and standard of life evaluation that they should go through. Now, if you don't meet that, don't have children, because I found out that a lot of people in my society are just giving birth for just giving birth sake. And there's this saying here in Nigeria that they will tell you that, make I just born then finish. That thing, they scatter my head. That thing used to make me go mad. When I see women like, they're giving birth every year, like, I just want born then finish. And I'm like, what do you born finish? Like, they can give 3 children, 4 children, one, like, and they don't understand, these women don't understand what this does to them physically, mentally, financially. They don't understand this. Is when they are 9, 8, they are so ashamed to say, you know what, I regret this decision, and they don't come out to talk about it so that people don't do it. So I believe that marriage should be regulated in my country. Like, I say marriage, giving birth should be regulated. Then another radical belief that I have is that there should be no border there should be no border across country. You should not need a visa to get to another country. This world is owned by God. God gave it to us humans. So why do we need visa? God, I think coming from a country that is really like low on the visa, on the how powerful our passport, Nigeria passport is so weak that we literally need visa to go to most countries, even African countries. I feel like I know how much pain that has cost. I know, in fact, I'm going to do another video on that passport privilege. So I believe like there should be no like visas to countries. No, if you have the money to buy tickets, accommodation, fly, just go to that country, enjoy your time and come back. But when you see the visa process that some countries go through, like my country, Nigeria, sometimes you may even meet all the requirements, you're financially comfortable, but still you won't be granted the visa even to go to other African countries, which is for me, it does not make sense. Anyway guys, let me know your thoughts. Let me know your thought about this video down in the comment section. Feel free to share your own opinion of your radical belief. You go down in the comment section and share your thought, but please keep it respectful, okay? Please share this video with somebody that you want to be part of the conversation, because that's what we do here. We have amazing conversation. So go down and share this video. With that all said, guys, I will see you guys in my next video. Oh, no. Give this video a thumbs up. Smash the like button, okay? Because that helps YouTube to push out my content. That will be supporting you. Girl, subscribe if you haven't subscribed. And I will see you guys in my next video. Deuces.